Shannon Sharpe might just be dumb.
Shannon Sharpe, who has been sued for $50 million by a former girlfriend who claims that Shannon, on multiple occasions, raped her. An audio tape that TMZ Sports broke this morning on our website that seems to show, and now this is coming from the accuser's attorney, who happens to be Tony Buzby, the famed attorney from Houston. He has released an audio tape, a phone conversation, guys, that seems to show Shannon Sharpe allegedly threatening to choke the woman who has accused him of rape. Without further ado, here is that phone conversation.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just going to, like, get mad at, and you're just going to hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not going to hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a to me now, so...
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
I don't know, that mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
And what he did say is that this whole situation is a shakedown, and he actually pointed the finger at Tony Buzby.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those cash apps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, I don't know if you know, but a lot of us revere Shannon Sharpe for what he's done in the past. Men of my age and maybe a little younger, we know Shannon Sharpe from a different playing field. We know Shannon Sharpe from the football field, one of the greatest tight ends to ever do it. Let's just be honest. And I was one of the people rooting for that first and second Super Bowl ring that him and Elway got together, when Elway got hit in the air and did the helicopter spin to get that game-winning touchdown to win those Super Bowls, when we thought Elway would be like Dan Marino and would never get that ring. Yeah, I was excited. I was truly excited for Elway, and I was excited for Shannon Sharpe. And I know what it is to play that game because I saw it in its prime. I saw football through the 80s, 90s, 2000s, all the way up to right now, and Shannon Sharpe was one of the greatest. That's why it was so easy for him to transition into podcasting and YouTube and in sportscasting, because he had the respect that we allowed for him. He had a certain level of, we really had an affinity or an affection for Shannon Sharpe. We used to see him on the sideline cracking jokes, and when he would speak, it was always lighthearted and funny. And so he carried that lightheartedness and funniness into his new profession of being a social media influencer, and we liked it. And for a time, it was good. We enjoyed Shannon Sharpe's playfulness. We enjoyed the unk. I think the unk thing developed maybe four or 5 years ago when he became unk with the bottle of Hennessy and the cigar, which I at first was like, what is Shannon doing? He's trying to incorporate and ingratiate himself into this media space of these white sportscasters. Why is he associating himself with Hennessy and cigars? But it worked. It was actually very strategic, and it was marketing gold, because it was so black and it was so hood that it endeared people from the hood to him and people that weren't from the hood. It was just a character. When he would whip out that cigar and he would pull out that Hennessy, I thought it was a risk, but it paid off. I didn't think middle America and these different places and these different entities would accept it, but not only did they accept it, they embraced it. And I'm just going to be honest, before that, the black community didn't, especially the younger black community, they didn't embrace Shannon like that. Shannon was an old guy doing sports that kind of was looked at as the past. But when he started doing he started going viral for being unk with the Hennessy bottle, that's when Shannon really took another turned. He went to another level, and people started to look at him in a different light. He was entertaining, so they started to be like, "Oh, what else does he got going on?" He became this entity that people started to figure, well, he's one of us, okay? And for a time that was good. And I kind of remember starting to believe that this all shucks, this kind of backwoods country fried chicken, pork chops, right? And just this little chasing chickens attitude that Shannon Sharpe used to portray. I thought it was an act. I'm just going to be honest. I thought Shannon was drumming up some kind of country bumpkin character that was good for TV and it was good for people to endear to, right? I'm starting to think that it wasn't an act. I'm starting to think that Shannon wasn't playing up this kind of goofy caricature of a country backwoods, like kind of slow. I thought it was an act, and I'm starting to see maybe Shannon really was showing us exactly who he actually was. He was kind of like not prepared for this thing. I'm going to be honest. For someone who seems to have such country sensibility and seems to be so intelligent when it's like a tell it like it is situation in his own personal life, Shannon has failed miserably. And we've seen it time and time again, and especially with this new iteration of Shannon becoming the tight clothing, the womanizing, the oversexed, overcrazed, almost grandfather age black man. It seems a little almost pathetic in a way. I'm just going to be honest. If I'm pushing 60 and I'm out here smashing on 19-year-old OnlyFans models and they're recording me saying stuff like, I'm going to choke you next time I see you, I am at that point kind of a buffoon. I'm just going to be honest. I think they teach this stuff in basic NFL boot camp. When they first get these guys there, they have someone like Shannon come out and speak to these kids and say, guys, don't get caught up. These young girls are trying to trap you. They'll do everything they can to get that money. And this chick trying to get $50 million bag, gang. She looking for $50 million when he offered her 10 to keep quiet. He offered her $10 million. And they was like, nah, they just released it with no warning. They released it like, listen, we're going to just get this guy. Tony Buzby, to me, is a creep, right? He is an ambulance chaser, and he failed miserably trying to trap Jay-Z in, but that's not stopping him because there's a lot of money out here. A lot of people have already settled that we have never heard of. Tony Buzby makes millions off people settling, and Shannon Sharpe was about to do the same thing. But for whatever reason, Tony Buzby was like, they keep talking about this 10 million. I know we can't get 40 to 50, so let's just go public. And he did it's really shiesty and shady, and this is where we are. But I can't blame nobody but Shannon for Shannon's mistakes. And I'm starting to think maybe Unc not as smart as I thought. Unc was in talks for $100 million deal for Club Shay Shay and Nightcap, the two podcasts that are part of the culture. Let's just be honest. Most of the news from last year came out of those two camps. If it wasn't prior, it was post that whatever they said about something, either they made the news or they spoke about the news and that went viral as well. Unc was doing his thing up until right now. Lakers in 5, right? Lakers in 5 is a huge saying, and he's gone viral, so he continues to go viral. That $100 million in for the two podcasts is light work. He's earned it. He's worth it. He's going to give you that and more over the next 5 years. So I thought that Unc was smart. I don't understand how we got here where you're getting recorded, right, by this young white girl who's got the OnlyFans, this, that, and the third. You're apparently paying $25,000 per cheek, right? Cheek to cheek, right? Unc, fam. Monique tried to tell you, get with girls your own age. And I'm not going to say you got to be with somebody with the same age as you, right? If you're 57, you're a woman, I'll be 56. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is 19 is too young. That's somebody's daughter. That could be your daughter. I'm just going to be honest. And I know people say, well, 18 is legal age. But yeah, not for Shannon. Shannon pushing 60, gang. That's no go. That's off limits. Everybody 19, Shannon was already damn near in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shannon was young. He got in the league in his early 20s, if I'm not mistaken. So at 19, Shannon was already probably in college. That girl was a baby. Okay? Like, no, I'm even, it's even crazier than that. Shannon 57. This girl, I'm bugging. Shannon was in his late 30s when this girl was born. So I'm way off. Shannon was 37 when this girl was born. You were a grown man and then some. And I get it. Okay, she's the OnlyFans. She's selling her body for payment. That's her job. Okay, Unc, I get it. But at the same time, you're doing more than paying with her. If you're texting her, communicating her, talking about you're going to do this, that, and the third because you're mad and she's responding. You two have some kind of a weird, a kind of off kilter. This ain't business no more. I want to read this article and have a conversation. Disturbing audio of Shannon Sharpe leaks amid the lawsuit. Quote, big black guy chokes little small white woman. That's the name of this article. Let me continue. The legal battle surrounding Hall of Fame tight end and ESPN personality Shannon Sharpe took a devastating new turn on Wednesday as the lawyer for Sharpe's accuser, Tony Buzby, we all know who Tony Buzby is, released a second, even more disturbing audio clip to TMZ. See, this is the thing. He's releasing these audio clips trying to get this man off his square early. He's trying to win this case in the court of public opinion. So Shannon will come back to the table and be like, okay, let me just make this go away. I'm going to give y'all $35 million, whatever, $40 million, da-da-da. That's a big bag for Tony Buzby. Then he can go back to fighting Jay-Z. All right? So let me continue. Allegedly featuring Sharpe making violent threats toward the woman now suing him for rape. Sharpe 56 has categorically denied the allegations, calling the lawsuit a shakedown. And we all know this is exactly what that is, because if I'm 19, 20, 21, and I'm already recording phone calls from you, I am shaking you down. I'm just going to be honest. This girl is 100% in for the bag. She called the exact right guy to do it, which is Tony Buzby, and he probably informed her, start recording his calls, da-da-da. I'm just going to be honest. This is 100% a shakedown. It ain't even, there's not a man on earth, and most women going to say this is 100% a shakedown. But let's continue. Sharpe 56 has categorically denied the allegations, calling the lawsuit a shakedown in a videotape statement released Tuesday. However, the release of this new audio has injected a fresh wave of horror and controversy into an already scandalous case. The new audio, a chilling exchange between Sharpe and his accuser. In the newly published recording, Sharpe and the unnamed accuser engaged in a tense conversation about his trip to Los Angeles when the woman expresses reluctance about going out on the town. Her reason is blood chilling. Now, listen. Any woman that don't want to go out on the town with you, something's kind of off anyway, right? Let me just say that. And why you want to take this woman on the town is even wilder. You're 50 plus. You're in your mid to late 50s. Why you want to go on the town with this young chick who you're obviously paying? She's obviously something that you do on the side. She's not your main. What are you taking her on the town for? Right? But I get it. Shannon may be lonely. He may want someone on his arm. Yada, yada, yada. I don't know this, the extenuating circumstances, but let me continue. Quote, well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going. Sharpe responds without hesitation. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white girl. To which the woman quickly retorts, not a good look, Shannon. But Sharpe with alarming coldness fires back. It's not a good look, the shit you did to me. So let's just be honest. They cut this clip in late. Cut it in, cut it early. They made a real clip. We don't know what this woman said to Sharpe before that, and we don't know what they said after that. The clip is quick, it's damning. It sounds crazy when you take it out of context. It's like, yo, this big black guy's threatening to choke this little white girl. That alone will get her to $50 million. Tony Buzby knows that. In a court of law, just play that clip. It could be like, Your Honor, and the members of the jury, I'm just going to play one clip. I'm going to sit down. There will be no further, you will have no depositions. I won't bring any witnesses up. I'm just going to play this one clip, and I'll let you decide if this man is guilty. And if he plays that where this guy's saying, he says, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman. That's it. End of case. Case closed. Gavel. Bang. Pay the girl, right? Da-da-da. But once you get further into the case, you realize they both had a demonstrative relationship going on. This girl was, it sounds like she was either being paid or she was willfully consenting to rough sex. It sounds like they choke each other. It sounds like they're kind of wild and their thing is a little bit off kilter with each other. I'm just going to be honest. So this little clip out of context makes him seem like a demon, but I think this girl is choking him back, and that's how they get down. right? It's just, I'm just gonna be honest, that's just my opinion. I think they get down violent. I think that's why he thinks he's free to talk to this girl, because he's like, oh, I got stuff on you too. So we're never gonna have a thing where you're trying to play me. But she did play you because she recorded you and she took your words out of context. She probably said mad crazy shit that Buzby is not gonna release. That's why he felt so comfortable. Any fool know I could be getting recorded right now, unless she's saying mad reckless stuff back. So he's thinking, well, she can't be recording me because she just said XYZ. With Newsflash gang, they could take out XYZ and just leave your voice on and get their $50 million is what they're trying to do. They have access to the full tapes. You don't and never will. Let me keep this moving. The raw, aggressive nature of the exchange paints a disturbing picture of their dynamic shortly before the alleged assaults took place. Attorney Tony Buzby claims this clip, quote, provides a fair picture of the relationship shortly before the alleged assault. So she's accusing him of assault. And one of the text messages, I'm just gonna be honest, was pretty damning. She said some wild stuff on that text, and I was like, oh boy, that might be the $50 million text. She said, basically, I told you I didn't want to. I think she said, I told you I didn't want it raw or something like that. And you put it in my rump, right? She said it. She didn't say rump. She said the other word. And it's basically like the Kobe Bryant thing where Kobe lost that case because of that he put it in her rump, right? So that's basically what she's saying. She said, I told you I didn't want it and you put it in my rump. Now that's a problem. Now you may say, Charles, this girl is the OnlyFans model. She paid, every time he saw her, he paid her. Like they did rough sex, That's going to be the tricky part for them to reconcile. But at the same time, what she's saying is more than one occasion, which is I can't reconcile that, is more than one occasion. You keep going back. But she said more than one occasion, he assaulted her. In my opinion, if it's more than one occasion that he's paying you for your services, because I believe he's paying her, why are you saying that it's unconsensual? Even if he put it in your rump, you obviously got paid for that. And he obviously thought that was okay because he's done it apparently more than once. Now you're coming out when it's $50 million on the table and Tony Buzby's in the background. Now you're claiming it's assault and this and that and the third. All of us can see what this is. We know what it is, but it sounds crazy. That text combined with that video of that voice recording sounds like Shannon is a monster. Shannon is dumb to let himself be in this situation in the first place. To have this young girl, I think he met her in 2023, she's 19, so she ain't that much older than that. Let's just be honest. So we're talking about a 21-year-old girl, something like that. If my math is mathing, 2023, that's 2 years ago. If you met her at 19, according to all reports, this girl is 21 years old right now. So you let yourself get manipulated and conned out of your position. Now your whole thing on ESPN is in jeopardy. Your whole $100 million deal that was on the table is in jeopardy. For what? For a little rump, right? Let me continue. Sharpe's legal team fires back, quote, misleading and out of context. In response to the explosive leak, Sharpe's representative moved swiftly to frame the conversation as part of a broader, allegedly consensual relationship dynamic. Sharpe's camp claims that the conversations of this nature were common. This is how they talk to each other. I'm gonna choke you, you gonna choke me. She probably choked him, he choked her back. Like, it was probably rough sex, like how Tribe say, Q-tip, hot sex on a platter, right? It was probably wild. It got really, really wild. He probably did some wild shit and he got comfortable. He got too comfortable to tell that chick on that phone, knowing she could be recording you, to tell her, I'm gonna choke you next time I see you. If you say I manipulate, because she said, don't manipulate me. Don't manipulate me. This is before what I read right there. She goes, don't manipulate me. He said, if you say manipulate one more time, I'm gonna choke you when I see you, right? It sounds crazy, but that's how their dynamic was. The lawyers are telling you this right now. Buzby, famous for his aggressive litigation in previous high-profile cases, including representing women against NFL quarterback Deshaun Watson. So he represented mad women. I don't know, 30 women, something like that, 20-something women. Deshaun Watson settled with all of them women. So Buzby already has a history. He has a path where he goes, attacks these men, and a lot of them are black sportsmen, attacks him. These guys don't want no. How much? Pays him, and that's the end of the story. He didn't get that with Shannon because Shannon was trying to lowball him. He's like, man, F this. I'm going to go and I'm going to take this, But Buzby does this. He gets people to pay because they fishing in barrel at this point. Shannon doesn't understand. He's fish food, but he doesn't know why. And he should know why. Shannon is pushing 60. He's too old to not understand. When these little white girls or black girls or Spanish girls or whatever it is come up to you and they're trying to give you whatever, paying you or not, or paying them or not, they're going to get a bigger bag at the end if they can. Shannon he missed that point. Let me continue. Sharpe made a big, stupid mistake by retaliating against my client. The new audio captures the reality of their interactions and will be crucial in court. He said retaliating because Shannon released the text. He released some more audio, so he's fighting back. He came out with his own clip and said that Buzby's like a pariah and Buzby went against Jay-Z, da-da-da. So he's fighting back. Let me continue. Shannon Sharpe remains on air at ESPN for now. Despite the swirling scandal and the increasingly damning evidence being paraded through the media, Shannon Sharpe has not been suspended or removed from his role on ESPN's popular debate show First Take. The ESPN sports person refused to comment when approached by multiple outlets, including TMZ and the New York Post, suggesting that the network is taking a wait-and-see approach to the legal process unfolds. So Shannon is not being fired, and this is my prediction. I don't think Shannon will be fired. They're going to wait and see how this shakes out because what they've done in the past, they've moved too quickly on people, and then the person gets exonerated, and then it's like, oh man, we messed up. Like Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is going to get back everything they took from him because they moved too quickly. In the court of public opinion, it's not like it used to be. It used to be the slightest thing, like 20, 30 years ago, the slightest thing, you're a cookie crook. Ever since social media and things have changed with certain people, personalities, it's not that simple no more to just say, you're out of here. So now they got to wait. This Shannon thing is going to 100% prove that this girl and Shannon had a volatile relationship together. That doesn't matter to some people, but when it comes to court proceedings, it will matter. It will matter. So we'll see where it goes. She might get paid, she might not, but it's going to be a real tough role once he starts putting out all these texts of her talking about put a big black baby in me. All right? She's one of the texts or whatever. She's like, put a big black baby in me. So she's asking him for a baby, which means she's consensually having sex with this man, and she's not in fear or danger of her life. So why should we give you $50 million? The bigger picture. The Shannon Sharpe scandal is already shaping up to be one of the most incendiary celebrity legal battles of 2025, drawing inevitable comparisons to past scandals involving powerful men and vulnerable women, with brutal new evidence leaking seemingly by the day. Questions about celebrity accountability and media complicity are once again at the forefront. In an era reeling from the Me Too, Sharpe's case could become a defining moment for how sports media giants like ESPN navigate. And this is the thing why I say Sharpe might be stupid, because Sharpe is always in the middle of something. Every time you turn around, he almost got in a fight on the court, the basketball court, right? He's beefing with Shaq. He's got these different people that he's always got something going on. He got this podcast that's completely, absolutely, let's just be honest. And I'm not a dude that go around saying it's messy, but if I can't really think of a better word, that podcast is messy. It's drama. It's always stirring up something. That's why the podcast is what it is, right? Shannon went live on accident having sex with some female, and this ain't even the female. That's a whole nother female. He came out, tried to say he was hacked, then all of a sudden he comes and apologizes. It really happened when he realized it wasn't as bad as he thought. So Shannon might be this old guy that's in over his head. He's wearing these tight-ass clothes. He's caught up by these little white girls and these young chicks. He can't stop. Won't stop, right? Chasing them, always like talking about sex and always in the middle of something, and just everybody that comes in him, he got to come back and da-da-da. And it's like, yo, Shannon, gang, you are too old. And I know content is king, but you are too old to be getting a $50 million lawsuit for some sex, gang. She's talking about $25,000 per cheek. That's 50 grand, my guy. Shannon, right now, the verdict is in. I think you might just be dumb. I'm going on record and say, yo, Shannon, come on, gang, grow up. Dumb not a bad word. It just means you lack knowledge on some stuff. So if you find a way to get the knowledge, what we're trying to give you, chill out, fall back from these young girls. Stop talking on phones, being reckless. Stop sending texts that can be used against you. All of this is common knowledge to a damn 8th grader. They can screenshot the text and put it out there. It's like sending nudes. People realize you can't just send nudes like you used to. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Let me get out of here, man. Let me know what you think. CLBMG. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Make sure you support them. That's the sponsor. Let me know what you think. I need to know. Check the comments. I'll be in there. You know what I mean? Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Head on over to CLBMG. And every Wednesday night, we do the What Show. All right? My name is Challz Brown. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.